want to say something about Aidan's performance because it's so important. The movie is strewn with coincidences. In fact, there's a wonderful moment, you won't remember Aidan, but we're at the end of the movie, we were in the bar, and she's about to get on stage, and suddenly we say to Susan, "Why am I surprised? She came home with the birds. I know she works here. Why am I surprised?" So Susan comes over, Aidan just said, "Why is this a surprise?" And we went over, we sort of all kind of struggled with this and said, finally we just said, "Well, I think it's just funnier." And Aidan was just, such a real actor, really kind of, it was great, but at that moment that you were willing to say, "Okay, I'll just go with that." It's like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The fact is that you ground the movie, and this movie, which is so kind of out there, that you're in the middle of it as a really identifiable guy who, is a real guy with the real problems, and the fact that it's sort of swirling around you, it just really, the comedy wouldn't work without your angriness.
I had a great time, Irene, was there, and we worked really hard to make those scenes, realistic, because with the amnesia stuff, we were struggling going back and forth with dialogue and here and there, so it wasn't always, just laugh, fun. But we really worked hard to make sure that, and finally I remember Susan and I came to an agreement like that, and she said, "Do it my way, and I'll let you do it your way." That was very...
Which one ended up in the song?
Mine, thank God. Thank God, mostly mine. 25 years ago.
Well, and I was struck by, which is interesting, because it does have a kind of veiny quality, but I think what struck me, because I really hadn't seen it in many years, was that because the underlying theme, the kind of big picture, what's it all about, is grounded in something that's so kind of real and universal, this feeling that, you feel one way inside and you're another way on the outside, it allows all the zaniness to kind of float around because the emotion underneath it, I think, is so real.